next. What do we infer from the weigh-in?
Well, one guy's got to come down a few pounds, 4 pounds, 3.5 pounds, 7 pounds, whatever you think, and then the other guy's got to go up 10 pounds. At the weigh-in, people seem to be getting very excited because they think, in my opinion, they're saying that Chavez looks gaunt, looks
164.
Dry. Yeah, 164 was the weight it's made at. So it's a super middleweight contest. It's not really a catch weight. If it goes above 160, it's both weighed 164. They had to be. If they were a pound over, it was $1 million a pound.
Alvarez, Steve, so much higher in weight than for any previous.
Chavez is up against it tonight, but he needs a performance of his career, no question.
A few inches shorter. That was the knockout against Kirkland, which was a terrific knockout because we did that fight and we remember watching that fight. That was a great knockout there.
What a shot that
And by the way, at that point, Khan's really in the fight. I mean, Khan had won 4 or 5 of the 6 rounds. This is the Liam Smith fight. Liam Smith gave it everything, and he just found different shots to take care of. The Kirkland stoppage is the most impressive of all of those because it's devastating and nasty.
Do you think, as good as he has looked in on those, just on, you were talking about the tools that Chavez may be able to use, Richie.
And first to the ring, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., the son of Mexico's greatest ever boxing legend, into the ring and getting massive acclaim. Fairly quickly, who has the power? Las Vegas awaits.
Canelo.
There's been a bit of genuine bad blood, you sense, between the two. But now it's not about talking. It is pretty much fight time. It's very relaxed up there, I have to say.
The 3 judges at ringside: Adelaide Bird, Glenn Feldman, and Dave Moretti. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Kenny Bayless. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, los funcionarios están listos. Los luchadores están listos. Damas y caballeros, están todos listos. For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world and wish they could be here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner with his trainer Nacho Beristain. He's wearing white and weighed in officially at 164 pounds. His professional record: 50 victories, including 32 wins by knockout, with 2 defeats and 1 draw. Presenting the former middleweight champion of the world, damas y caballeros, el ex-campeón del mundo, el guerrero luchando de Culiacán, Sinaloa, México, Julio Cesar Chavez And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner with his trainer Eddie Reynoso, wearing blue with gold and weighing in officially at 164 pounds. His professional record: 48 victories, including 34 wins by knockout, with 1 defeat and 1 draw. He's a 3-time world champion, former middleweight champion of the world, and current 2-time light middleweight world champion. Damas y caballeros, es la máquina de lucha legendaria de Guadalajara, Jalisco, México, Saúl Canelo
Okay, gentlemen, trunks are good on both sides. This is it. We went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to caution you to keep this fight clean at all times, protect yourself at all times, and what I say you must obey.
So for me, you got to start fast, got to try and pick up the points if you can. Don't want to let Alvarez get into a rhythm, that's for sure. Oh, lovely. Left uppercut.
Shows signs of doing. He's upping the pace here. A couple of solid clubbing body shots, working well in that left-hand lead.
Oh, lovely. That's more to do with Chavez making a mistake. Chavez comes forward and he likes to fight in his range. But he's coming forward and not throwing any punches, just walking in with his hands up. Opportunity there for Alvarez to tee off.
Chavez being told by the referee.
He's coming second best in it at the moment, Chavez.
Good round this for Alvarez. Slightly tentative opening, and he was told to up the pace, and he has done. Alvarez suggested that Chavez was a...
The problem is, John, is that Chavez Jr. has never used his action, never used that long reach.
Gennady Golovkin, I wonder if he's going to wind up fighting the winner of this one. All the work rate is coming from Alvarez.
Well, what's happening? Chavez is trying to look...
For fighting at this higher weight, working with Angel Heredia, who worked with Juan Manuel Marquez, and a good shot there.
Strong, solid right hand there from Alvarez.
He's out jabbing Chavez early on in this fight.
But you work away.
And he's starting to get busted up. There's blood coming from his nose.
But Chavez looking good there from Alvarez.
That's better from Chavez, needs more.
Good response though back there though from Canelo Alvarez, and a good with the left hook to the body.
The blood is...
Shot there from Alvarez.
Again showing that he's the power puncher. Down came the gloves and he punishes Chavez with a shot to the head, out jabbing him as well.
But that's Chavez there, not committing with the right hand. Throwing it half-heartedly and paying the price. You've got to commit with your punches. When you're in against a guy who's a better counter puncher, better technician, you've got to commit with your shots. And Alvarez making him pay.
Alvarez right in control. Accuracy and power from Canelo.
Lovely combination from Alvarez. Good right hand back from Chavez.
He doesn't look as though he's hurt Alvarez at any point yet.
I don't think really that Alvarez has hurt Chavez just yet, but he's landing too easily, too frequently.
Outworking him.
Outworking him, outthinking him.
Oh, lovely uppercut, right hand, following on from the hooks to the body.
Lovely right hand there.
Few boos in the crowd, I think, from the Chavez performance so far. And big headshots once more.
It's because he's not fighting back. You'd expect him to be fighting back. You thought he wanted a war.
If it carries on like this, Alvarez will win by a landslide margin if it goes the distance, and it's hard to see that it can if it continues to be as one-sided.
The jab from Alvarez though was very, very effective. Really is.
He's got to do something to disrupt his confidence and not allow him to throw punches like that. Punch of the fight so far. Great right hand from Alvarez.
Fantastic timing. You mentioned something earlier, John, about being a fighter being in a rhythm, and that's what Alvarez is right now. He's in a rhythm. He's in this nice, lovely little mode here, going through the motions now.
Chavez is not enjoying this one little...
And with the jab there, Chavez. This is where Chavez likes to do his work. That's where he operates. Oh, lovely right uppercut there from Alvarez again.
Rival fans chanting their support. There's a good right hand.
Here's one of them here.
Well, that's that great shot, which we said was the best punch of the fight so far.
Just a little twist to the shoulders there, making that left jab come over the top.
Chavez being told by his corner he's got to hit him. Not kidding.
Fantastic advice.
And
it's easier said than done. Because you know you make a mistake with Alvarez and he makes you... He knows
that's the way it looks.
He knows Alvarez is a better fighter than him. Unless this is a master plan of trying to tire Alvarez out, which I just don't see. Alvarez come out early, made him feel his power straight away.
Alvarez waiting for the opening. And letting Chavez come to him, just leaning back on those ropes, almost beckoning him in, saying, come on, have a go.
Well, Chavez is throwing, but Alvarez is blocking. Right, and then went from the side again.
Alvarez going to work again, letting the punches flow.
So hard, you tend to think that he might actually be left-handed. That's how solid his left jab is.
Well, this is a bigger effort from Chavez. Needed more of this a few rounds ago. He's on the front foot and the crowd respond. They want to see a fight.
Trying to look for the spots there, Chavez. Oh, good response there. But Chavez is trying to force the pace a little bit more here, without going too gung-ho.
He's upped his work rate, but he's being made to pay.
They've been vocal, especially Alvarez, been vocal how much he dislikes Chavez seeing a junior.
Big effort there from Chavez, but you can see he was blocking them, and the better punches came from Alvarez when he came back off the ropes.
Yeah, look at it, just different quality, a different gear altogether. Of gassing out. Oh, lovely.
Terrific accuracy from Alvarez and an appreciative buzz from ringside.
He's so thoughtful in his work, Alvarez. Oh, good there from Chavez.
That's better. And you can see the Chavez supporters urging him to keep it coming.
Could have got some headway maybe in the earlier rounds.
Will Alvarez be looking to take him out? Good work again, beautiful.
There's operates there. He threw that right uppercut there in the three-quarter range. But he's I wouldn't say scared to let his hands go.
That's better. Now he needs to sustain it. How the crowd want to see it. The Chavez turning something on here at last. Or is Alvarez just letting it?
I think he's and whipping a left hook from the side of Alvarez. Make Alvarez turn.
Certainly taking a bit of a breather in this 9th round. Is Chavez doing enough to win it?
A lot of the punches of Chavez have been blocked, but he's been busier.
How many rounds remaining?
And likely being better, physically stronger as well, it seems. Good body shot there from Alvarez. Yeah, to throw the jab. He can step in and step out with that jab, and he just looks too afraid to let his hands go.
Felt the weight of the left hook, and now it's a right hook.
Well, if anything, now this proves that fighting at this weight, I know he's not fighting the same level as Golovkin. Mexican crowd, 2 Mexican fighters on a Mexican weekend. You would, from their traditions, you would have thought that Chavez would have been going for it. Working, he's a mile behind. And this is one of the easiest nights that Alvarez has had for a very long time. Close, controversial wins against Alessandro Lara, with the defeat against Mayweather. He's learned so much from those fights. He's made him an all-rounded fighter.
A lot of people suspected, was he going to be broken by that Mayweather defeat? Well, he has emphatically answered. The crowd wanted to see a battle royal, and it has just not turned out to be that fight.
No, they've seen a dominant display by a better fighter. That's what they've seen.
Well, you have to commend his performance, because he has boxed really well tonight. Alvarez, from word go. Hand speed, accuracy, economy of movements as well.
Yeah.
Great ring generalship.
Exactly. And the jab as well of Alvarez has been just absolutely fantastic.
He's there for one reason, to try and get the big fight on.
Well, if they can't make it after this, then let's just forget about talking about it. They should just both go their separate ways.
Okay? Okay, here we go.
Alvarez not having that was a low punch.
No, it certainly wasn't. It's been a shutout on our card. Has Chavez got one last grandstand finish in him, or will Alvarez go for the stoppage?
Chavez Jr. He had no ideas.
Maybe he realised at an early stage that there was the possibility there that he was just going to get taken apart.
Everything, elbows, head, whatever you can do to unsettle.
Well, a minute to go. Alvarez on the attack again. So, last 15 seconds of the fight. All about Canelo, all about Alvarez. The pride of Mexico. Chavez, the old champion, has been found wanting. It hasn't turned out to be the battle royal that the fans wanted. There's a few jeers around the auditorium. People now applaud, though, the effort of Canelo Alvarez, and it was a very accomplished performance. He's won it by a street.
Oh, he's won it by a street, you know, and it could be a shutout. He was the one punching through the target. He was the one picking his shots. Better technician, physically stronger, you know, better game plan. Just a better, higher level caliber all round than Chavez Jr. And that's all you can say. He's just too good, way too good in every department.
The acid test, the big question, is probably one for Oscar De La Hoya at some point. How much do you fancy it? As his promoter, are you prepared to risk the possibility of your biggest draw, who is this guy? Are you prepared to take the chance of him losing?
See?
Ladies and gentlemen, all three judges have the same score, 120 to 108. All to the winner by unanimous decision. De Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Saul Canelo
By a shutout, Canelo takes the verdict, 120 to 108. Disappointing from Chavez, but from Canelo, you have to say he was in top form, dominated right the way through.
Advantage over their opponents. I would get them and say, listen, this is how you don't fight if you've got the height and reach. Wide stance, leaning forward. You know, you've got long levers, and when you actually closing that gap down, you're not using those levers. He's getting caught, no head movement at all. But it was conceding the height and reach ball, which was the big problem. And his work rate was very, very poor.
First 6 rounds, non-existent.
He didn't throw his jab, Steve. He hardly threw a jab. He hardly threw a right hand. Look at that for a tremendous right hand from Canelo. It was a very poor performance. And I thought Canelo was going to win this fight. I said at the start, didn't I? But I didn't think he would win it so convincingly. He's had harder spars than this. Definitely. It's a very disappointing display from Chavez. In fact, I said to Steve, if I was to come in and
Still that tantalising prospect for the winner of Golovkin. And that should be pretty different to what we saw here tonight. Let's hope so.
You lost every round. You went the distance, but took a beating tonight. What happened?
Bueno, me ganó en la distancia, en la velocidad. Estaba amarrado un poquito fuera de distancia y Canelo es buen peleador, estaba muy activo.
You know, he beat me at distance. You know, I wasn't feeling at distance, and he's a very active fighter. He's a good fighter. Beat me.
Coming into the fight, everyone figured that you would try to use your size on the inside with Canelo, that you would crowd him, lean on him, brawl with him, which is your style. And we heard coming into the fight you would maybe box from a distance early.
Lo que pasa es que yo quería boxearlo
fue cuando él se fue a las cuerdas. Lo que pasa es que me faltó tirar más golpes.
You know, I wanted to box, but then he went to the ropes, and I just needed to throw more punches.
Así él era más vulnerable. Si yo lo hubiera atacado, me hubiera contragolpeado más. Intenté hacer una pelea que Nacho me dijo, pero no estaba muy acostumbrado a hacer ese estilo.
You know, if I would attack more, I would have been open for counter punches. And Nacho Beristain wanted me to do it this style, but it's not my style. It didn't work for me.
So you think it was a mistake, the strategy?
No, yo creo que faltó tiempo, ¿no? Vengo de pocas peleas. Me faltó un poco más distancia y la velocidad.
You know, I think I haven't had too many fights, and I needed more distance and more speed.
Ahí fue la clave, en la velocidad y la distancia.
And that was the key, the speed and the distance.
Of course, bullying him to the ropes, where you usually do your best work, would leave you open to counters. That's what he does. That's why everyone thought this would be such a great fight. And yet when he countered you against the ropes, you seemed easily discouraged and backed up and gave him room. Why did you do that rather than keep him right on the ropes?
No sentí toda mi fortaleza con el peso, me sentí un poco débil, no pude tirarle todos los golpes que hubiera querido.
You know, I feel kind of dwindled. I didn't feel my power. I didn't feel like I threw all the punches that I wanted to. I just couldn't.
Y es un buen peleador rápido, bastante consistente.
And he's a good fighter. He's very fast and he's very consistent.
Julio, what was your father yelling at you in between rounds later in the fight? Did you hear him?
Que me soltara, que tirara más golpes porque es lo que me faltó.
To let go, to throw more punches because it's what I needed.
Julio, thanks for talking to us after a tough loss.
Thank you.
Before the fight, you told me that you didn't feel any special animosity towards Julio, even though he said that you hadn't represented Mexican boxing as well as you could have. Now that the fight's over, can you tell us, it seemed like you had some extra animosity, did you?
Así es, yo creo que la rivalidad que existía entre él y yo fue una inspiración para mí, para mostrarle a la gente que no nomás sé noquear, sino también sé boxear, sé moverme, sé pegar, sé hacer todo. Con un peleador más grande, más fuerte, hice lo que tenía que hacer para ganar.
Yes, it was an additional inspiration, but I showed that I can move, I can box, I can do everything against a fighter who was bigger, who was stronger. I can do all of those things.
Canelo, before the fight, you also seemed excited by the idea of being in a great Mexican, all-Mexican showdown. But throughout history, those fights have always taken place between two great Mexican fighters. You needed a dance partner tonight. It seemed easy for you. Are you at all disappointed that Chavez didn't give you more of a fight so you could have created a more memorable night for Mexican boxing?
No, realmente yo pensé que iba a salir a intercambiar golpes. Se movió mucho, no tiró casi cuando yo me quedaba en las cuerdas para intercambiar golpes, pero no entraba mucho. Yo quería darle al público una gran pelea, pero creo que a lo que pude les di una gran pelea y es lo único que me interesa.
You don't know, and I thought, I would bring him in. I thought he was going to fight, or would bring him into the ropes. I thought I would throw punches so that I can showcase myself, but he wouldn't do it. He just wouldn't throw punches. But I wanted to give the Mexican public a great fight.
Mostré otras cosas que puedo hacer arriba del cuadrilátero y puedo hacer muchas más. Siempre he dicho que lo que el rival me dé la pauta para hacer, lo voy a hacer para ganar.
I've shown that I can do lots of things in the ring, and I've said I can do lots of things in the ring. I demonstrated tonight. Whatever the fighter brings me, I can showcase myself.
The other thing you did was stand up in between rounds throughout the entire fight. Why did you do that?
No sé, quise experimentar algo nuevo. Siempre que hago sparring no me siento y me siento bien. Quise experimentar algo nuevo y realmente creo que me sentí mejor no sentándome. Yo sí le dije a mi esquina que no me iba a sentar hasta que fuera necesario y no fue necesario en toda la pelea.
You know, I wanted to try something new. I never sit down during sparring, and it is not necessary there, and I felt it wasn't necessary here. And I told my corner I wouldn't sit down until it was absolutely necessary.
I'm just told, that there is a plan in place for your next opponent. Who is it?
Golovkin, you are next, my friend.
So, am I to understand that the deal is done, that there will be a fight between you two in September of this year?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's done.
Gennady, you've been waiting for a long time for this moment or for that moment. What do you feel now?
I feel very excited, guys. Right now it's a different story. I think in September it's big Mexican style, big drama show. We're ready.
Are you saying that that will be the big Mexican showdown that we were hoping to get tonight?
Tonight, first of all, congrats to Canelo, the Canelo team. He looks good. I think right now everybody excited for fight for us.
Canelo, what about you? For so long now, you've been criticized for not fighting Triple G as though you would duck a fighter when you were telling everyone all along, your promoter said this is the way the business needs to get done. Now that you're going to fight Triple G, what would you like to say to your fans?
Yo nunca le he tenido miedo a nadie desde los 15 años que peleó profesional.
I've never feared anyone since the 16th year of my age, since I was 16 and I've been fighting as a professional.
Cuando nací yo ya se había repartido el miedo.
When I was born, fear was gone. I never got my share of fear.
You have had an excellent career so far, but the thought is to beat Triple G, you will have to have the real greatness come out in you in a way that it hasn't yet. How do you feel about that?
Yo me siento muy bien, me siento muy contento. Pelea con pelea voy avanzando y estoy seguro que cuando llegue la pelea de Golovkin voy a mostrar muchas más cosas. Siempre el rival da pauta para dar grandes peleas y creo que vamos a dar una gran pelea él y yo.
I'm very happy, and little by little I'm growing. And again, I said before, the rival, the opponent is going to give me the tools to showcase myself, and that's what's going to happen.
Canelo looked very impressive tonight, Gennady. What did you think about his performance?
It's a very nice performance. Congratulations, his team. Yeah, he looks good. Right now, it's a new story. Fight for us.
Is Canelo the biggest challenge of your professional career?
100%, yes.
He is the best opponent you will face.
He is, yeah, of course.
Is he the greatest challenge of your professional career, Canelo?
Es lo que se espera para septiembre, el reto más grande.
That's what we had to expect for September.
He tenido grandes peleas difíciles. Él es un peleador duro y creo que va a ser una gran pelea. Una pelea dura para el público que ha querido ver esta pelea también.
I've had difficult fights, tough fights, and that is going to be no doubt a tough fight. And this one was supposed to be a tough fight as well.
Por eso lo vuelvo a repetir. La era del Canelo es la mejor porque peleó con los mejores.
But I always say Canelo era is the best because I fought the best.
We will undoubtedly do a face-off between now and when the fight occurs. But for now, Triple G, is there anything you'd like to tell Canelo?
Good luck in September.
Canelo, anything you'd like to tell Triple G?
La suerte es para los mediocres, my friend.
Luck is for the mediocre people.
Well, apparently Christmas is going to come really early this year, folks. Jim?